Hey guys and girls, I hope everyone's having a great Sunday afternoon. I got me a rod and reel in my hand. That's a pretty good, great Sunday afternoon in itself, isn't it? I got me a big old 10-inch. That's right, a 10-inch worm. 10-inch worm. Benelli's going crazy. Got me a 10-inch. Look at the size of that worm. Whoa, whoa. That's a big worm. I got a 10-inch worm tied on. I'm going to throw it around here while we visit on the Sunday afternoon chat because I got to go fishing a couple times this week. And the water's cooling off a little bit, so I'm going to throw toward the bank there. We've had a great week here at the Eagle. Let me tell you what made it great. I mentioned to Chris this morning when we went out of the gate going to church that, honey, I have not been out of this gate. You have not been out of this gate since last Sunday, since we went to church. So we got to spend the entire week at the Eagle. It's just absolutely fantastic when that happened. It doesn't happen too awful often, but it did happen this week. And if everything goes according to plan, things don't always go according to plan. We all know that. But if everything goes according to plan, it's going to happen again this coming week because we'll be here again all week long. My next personal appearance is Friday the 13th. That's coming right around the corner, October 13th at Veneration Church, way out in Kalispell, Montana. Kalispell, Montana. You believe that? All the way out to Montana. I understand they've got billboards out there talking about that. It's going to be a great event. What a great church that is. The church is not very old, but they're drawing huge crowds at that church already. And this event's out at the fairgrounds. I think it's called the Flathead Beast Feast. Flathead Beast Feast, I think it's what it's called. But it's going to be a fantastic event. I'm really looking forward to that event. We're going to have an awful lot of fun out there. It will be at the fairgrounds, like I said, there at Kalispell. So be sure to be there next Friday. Not next Friday, Friday the 13th. Friday the 13th is supposed to be an unlucky day. Let me tell you, I don't know how you can call it an unlucky day when we're going to have a big beast feast there in Kalispell, Montana. I'm really looking forward. I think a spider just bit me. We got a few spiders here on the dock. I think one of them just bit me on the back of my leg. I hope it wasn't a black widow. If it's a black widow, before this thing is over, I'll go down on you. Those things, if they weighed 2 pounds, they would rule the world. Absolutely rule the world. Probably just one of them non-poisonous spiders that just hurts when it bites. I don't know about you, but I hate spiders. Lord have mercy, I hate spiders. And scorpions, stinging scorpions, I hate them. I'd rather play with a rattlesnake than mess with a stinging scorpion or a spider. I promise you. But anyway, we'll be at Veneration Church. So if you're anywhere within an hour or two, Montana's big sky country, big country, period. If you're anywhere around close, someone into that wind almost got me up rolling, Martin, in my reel. Some of y'all might call that a backlash. But if you're anywhere around within a couple hours of Kalispell, Montana, be sure to come by. It's going to be a great evening there. Friday night, Beast Feast, a lot of food, lots of fun, a lot of prizes. I'm sure we'll have good music. And it's just going to be a fantastic evening. Come by there and say hi. Come by there and say hi. I think that event is absolutely free. Not 100% positive, but I believe that's a 100% free event. So we need to have a really big crowd there that night. The following Saturday night, I will be down in Idlewild Church, which is down in Lutz, Florida, which is in the Tampa Bay area. That's a really big super church. It's a great church. I mean, they've got so many ministries going on there for the entire family, wives, mothers, grandmothers, kids, husbands, men, women, boys, youth. It just doesn't matter. They've got things going on for everybody. We'll be having a big men's night out there on Saturday night, October 21. So that's going to be a really big event. Also, there'll be a lot of food, great food. That's a lot of grass out there. I keep getting that thing in the grass. I keep thinking the fish has got it before it ever hits the bottom. But we have a lot of door prizes, a lot of fun, some great music. It's going to be a tremendous event. So coast to coast, as far northwest as you can go, just about in Montana, as far southeast as you can go, just about in Tampa Bay. Two great places, two great areas. I just wish I had a day or two to fish out there in Montana because it's fantastic out there. I have fished the Tampa Bay area quite a bit, but I'm just not going to be able to do this. It's just, I wish I was. But I did get to fish this week. We've been making some videos this week. By the way, the deer are all doing great. Y'all see the deer videos Wednesday, Thursday, and Friday, Saturday. They're all looking good. We have had not any problems with the deer with the exception of some points breaking off because they're beginning to fight quite a bit. Prince Charming, absolute train wreck on that big, beautiful rack, but he's still a big, beautiful boy. No doubt about that. But I can't get a bite out there on that 10-inch worm. Maybe it's too big. You reckon I got too big a worm on? I don't know. I might. But we did get fish this week. I brought Pat down and we shot one day just trying to do stuff for social media. I wanted to do a video and talk about a drop stop technique, which is a technique that I developed for worm fishing. I'm sure other people have done it, but never heard it called a drop stop technique, but a drop stop technique. And so we got a video coming up pretty soon for that drop stop technique. And I did that video by myself, but we caught enough fish, and we probably will actually make a segment for next year's television show, Jimmy Houston Outdoor Television next year, which will be on quite a few networks, on about a dozen networks out there. Most of them it's on year-round. Some of them it's only on for the first 26 weeks of the year. Pursuit, ESPN, quite a few good networks out there. Heartland Network, AT&T Sports Southwest. So you'll be able to see that, but you'll be able to see it on Jimmy Houston Outdoor Fishing here on YouTube and on Facebook. You'll be able to see it, some of that, not the whole show, but the parts of that before then. We've also done a few shorts this last week that we'll be airing. I stuck a couple little shorts up already. Everybody seems to like those shorts. They're a lot of fun. I kind of like them too. Just have a little kind of a minute or two of something interesting happening, or maybe just a short, some short instructional stuff. We did one on thermocline, put it up on TikTok. I think it's had 150, 160,000 views over there. So that will be up on all the other channels as well, and particularly Jimmy Houston Outdoors Fishing. Jimmy Houston Outdoors Fishing on YouTube has only got about 9,000 people on there. We got 125,000 on our regular ranch channel. So some of y'all need to go over there and get on Jimmy Houston Outdoor Fishing and watch some of that fishing stuff. If you fish at all, or you enjoy watching fishing, you're going to enjoy that, because we have some really, really neat stuff over there. Really, 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 really slick, neat stuff. We're also thinking about doing some things for that. I got out some more GoPro cameras. I hadn't used GoPro in a while, but I got out some more GoPro cameras, and I'm going to hook one up. I'm going to go out by myself, just by myself, not even have a camera guy or anything. Let me put that GoPro up and shoot some little short videos that we'll put up on Jimmy Houston Outdoors Fishing. We're just trying to do something there that'll be unique. It'll be something that won't be on anything else other than Jimmy Houston Outdoors Fishing. But we'll talk about what's happening. We might go out and catch 2 or 3 fish, might catch 10. I don't know. Might not catch any. But we'll talk about why we're catching them, why we're not catching them, how we're catching them, what we're catching them on, if we're catching them. And the conditions that go around, like here in Oklahoma, we are still having summertime. Today it made it to 92 degrees. Yeah, I looked a minute ago before I came down here on the dock, and it was 91. But it made it to 92 degrees. Now, it has been 95 and more every single day. Every single day it's been 95 degrees or more for the last 8 or 10 days. We did have a few days of really nice weather there. But where it was in the 70s, we got just a smidgen of rain. I'm talking about a smidgen, like 3 or 4 or 5 tenths over a 4 or 5 days period. Now, the weather guessers, as my buddy Daniel Arms calls them, the weather guessers say that we're going to have rain coming in here maybe Tuesday night, Wednesday, Thursday, something like that. I think we're scheduled for Thursday. I've seen forecast up to 2 inches. I've seen one that was forecast 3 tenths. And I saw another one guess it at around an inch. So that was on the Weather Channel forecast. It said possibly an inch of rain. So we don't know what's going to happen, but there's some coming in. You can see we got some clouds floating around out here today. It's really pretty nice, 92 degrees. That 95 degree weather, and we filmed in that weather this last week. The day I fished to teach people how to do the drop stop technique. And that's a wonderful technique. I mean, it's a wonderful technique. But on that drop stop technique, it was 96 degrees that day, and the humidity was really high. I mean, it was hot and sweaty, and really a difficult day on the water from a temperature standpoint. The fish bit, we had a great day, caught a few fish. Like I said, we haven't caught enough fish to get a segment for next year's television show. But I did plan on shooting the show next year, so we went to another lake, and I fished with my buddy Rocky Kalmus. Rocky played football at the University of Oklahoma, and he was a freshman All-American linebacker there. He also was a 2-time All-American as a junior and senior, runner-up for the Butkus Award his junior year, won that award his senior year, and then went play in the NFL for 4 years for the Tennessee Titans. A great friend, a great guy, a great family man. His son now is on the Oklahoma University football team. His son is on the Oklahoma University football team. Suited out this past week. I never did see him out there on the field for sure. He got a number 29, which he's a walk-on. And that's a pretty good number for a walk-on. I guarantee you, I think Rocky carries a little clout there at the University of Oklahoma. But Rocky and I fished, and we had a great day. We were fishing American Original Deep Smoothie, and we whacked them pretty good. So we caught a lot of fish. And that's the 2 days I got to fish, the only 2 days that I got to fish. And I have had several people asking about Toby since he was on the award show this week and got an Icon Award. And he's saying, "Ooh, I got a bite." That's a bluegill. It's a bluegill biting a 10-inch worm. Can you believe that? A bluegill biting a 10-inch worm. It's crazy. Might have been an 11-inch bluegill. I don't know. But Toby is asking about Toby. Toby's lost a lot of weight, if y'all hadn't seen him in a while. Lost about 65 pounds, that stomach cancer, but he's doing well. He's planning on going back out and doing some touring in November if everything just keeps going good the way it's planned right now. He's not totally out of the woods, but as Toby said, he's got the almighty riding shotgun. When you have the almighty riding shotgun, it's pretty good. So those of you concerned about Toby Keith, and of course Toby bought Lucky Strike Lure Company, so I talked to Toby a lot lately. I've talked to Toby a lot over the last 20 years anyway, but it's even a little bit more important now since he bought the lure company, the lures that I use mostly, and so that turned out being a pretty nice deal. It's a Lucky Strike worm out there that they're not biting right now, too, by the way. You asked if I ever go out and don't catch them. Yes, I go out and don't catch them. I want to end this thing real quick, and I usually have some words of encouragement to talk to everybody about, and I just want to say these words of encouragement. Several of you have been concerned about my health. You know, Chris is the one that's going through health problems right now, and she's getting better all the time. She still can't walk or use her right arm, but she is getting better all the time. A friend of mine that went away to work for the summer, came back, and he said, "Chris has improved really a lot since I was gone." And we don't notice it quite so much when we're around her every day, but she definitely is still getting better all the time. God is still doing a miracle in her life. It's a miracle to keep her alive. It's a miracle to keep her alive. October 5 will be 30 months. October 5 just right around the corner this week. It'll be 30 months that she's had that, and the doctor said that she would probably never leave that hospital alive. This is 30 months later, and her and I are just having a wonderful time here down on the ranch. Wonderful time here on the ranch. But some of y'all have been a little concerned about me. I talked about it a couple of weeks ago that there for a couple of weeks I lost my taste. I lost my taste. I couldn't taste anything. Well, I also, during that period of time, about those 2 weeks, I lost about 15 pounds. So that was a pretty good deal. It was a diet, I guess. Unintentional diet, but it was a diet nonetheless. Gosh, it's a pretty day, isn't it? I think, boys and girls, there you have that happening. It's not a backlash. It's just a little bit of loose line. Loose line. And you don't want loose line down in there, because you get loose line down in there, sure enough, you will have a backlash maybe on the next door too because of that loose line. Need to spool me some new line on here. But some of y'all have been a little concerned about me losing my taste there. Probably, golly, I thought there was a fish. I think it was a fish. I think he got my worm. No, I still got my worm. But it's a big worm. That's a big worm. But you're concerned about my taste. You asked if I had a COVID test. I did not take a COVID test. Really wasn't much need to. But it probably was a taste of COVID there for a couple of weeks. I lost my taste. I have got my taste back pretty well, not 100%. There are some things I can eat, like steak, that now tastes good. And pizza, yeah, that now tastes good. Donuts still don't taste good. Of course, that's probably a good thing. I probably don't need to be eating any donuts anyway. But so it's, shrimp still tastes good, so that's good. Chris and I ate a lot of shrimp. One of the few things I can cook. Put them in the oven, bake them. That's right, that's what I do. But anyway, I pretty much got over that. I'm tasting a lot of things right now, so I'm in pretty good shape from that standpoint. Another bluegill. Bluegill are eating that big 10-inch worm. They're trying to eat it. They're just grabbing hold of the tail of it. I know that's what they're doing. But I do have a stress test scheduled for Monday, which is tomorrow at 1:30 overnighted. My son-in-law, Jack Cassis, Dr. Jack Cassis, the cardiologist, scheduled me some tests over there. It's been a few years since I've had anything checked out on my heart. Everything was great before. I'm not in nearly as good shape, so I'm not going to do near as good on that treadmill. When I was back fishing tournaments last time I took that test, and I just burned it up. The girl said, "You can quit anytime, Jimmy. We should have quit about 10 minutes ago." And I said, "I'm fine, baby. Let's run." And so she sped it up a little bit until I finally got tired. But I don't think there's any fish in this lake. I don't think there's any fish in this lake. You ever say that when you went fishing? I've said it in every lake I fished. Just about. But I'm going to have a stress test, so we're going to get all checked out there. We'll let you know what happens on that. But Jack was concerned when I'd lost my my taste. He said, "What about you smell? Do you lose your sense of smell?" And I said, "Are you asking if I smell or I can't smell?" And he said, "No, I'm wondering if you can smell. If you can smell," and I could still smell, so that wasn't a problem. But just since we hadn't had a test in several years of any kind, I've been so blessed. I've been in the hospital one night my entire life. I do not go to doctors. And so this is an unusual occurrence for me, but with a doctor in the family, I have to follow doctor's advice. Guys and girls, go out there and have you a great week this week. Smile at everybody. Try to be encouraging to somebody. Don't say any bad words about anything. If you hear some gossip, zip it up. Make that gossip in with you. You know, we got a big campaign here in Oklahoma. People saying smoking ends with me, and for most families, if your parents smoke, you smoke, and you pass it down, down generation. And we got a campaign going, smoking ends with me. How about a campaign, gossip ends with me? Discouraging words ends with me. Saying something bad about somebody or to somebody ends with me. If you will just say encouraging, happy stuff to people all week long, you're going to surprise some people, but they're going to love you more. Guys and girls, have you a great one out there. Remember, I didn't get a bite, but I sure do love you.